How wisdom came to the world. If there was one thing Papa Anansi knew, it was that he was not wise. He was clever and he was tricky, and he could outwit many of the creatures who lived in the kingdom of Kush, but he knew that he did not have very much wisdom. This bothered the Spider-Man a lot, but he did not know what to do about it. Then one bright sunny day, Papa Anansi had a very clever thought. "I know," he said to himself, "if I can get all of the wisdom in the kingdom and put it in a calabash, then I will be very wise. In fact, I would be the wisest human-alia of all." And so he set out to find a suitable calabash, and began his journey to collect all the wisdom he could find. Papa Anansi went from door to door asking everyone to give some of their wisdom. The different human-alia clans chuckled. Poor Papa Anansi. If any creature needed some wisdom, it was definitely him. So each of them put a little bit in his calabash and wished him well on his search. Very soon, the Spider-Man's calabash was overflowing and he couldn't hold any more. Papa Anansi needed to find a place to store it all. By now, I must be the wisest person, not just in Kush, but in the whole world. But if I don't find a good hiding place for my wisdom, I might lose it. Papa Anansi looked around him. He spotted a tall oak tree. "Ah, ha," he said to himself. "If I climb to the highest branches of that tree, I can hide my wisdom in its branches and never have to worry about someone stealing it." Papa Anansi set out to climb the tree. First, he took a cloth band and tied it around his waist. Then he tied the calabash to the front of his stomach where it would be safe. However, as he began to climb, the calabash kept getting in the way. He squirmed and squiggled, and he turned and he wiggled, but he could not climb the way he needed to reach the top of the tree. Just then Mr. Doodoo walked by. He peered up at the Spider-Man through the thick lenses of his glasses. "What are you doing, Papa Anansi?" he asked. "I am climbing this tree with my calabash full of wisdom," Anansi replied. "But would it not be easier if you tied the calabash behind you instead of to your stomach?" Papa Anansi glared down at the mole man. "Shouldn't you be going home now?" he snapped. Mr. Doodoo chuckled and continued with his journey. When he was just a little speck in the distance, Papa Anansi moved the calabash behind him and continued up the tree with no problem. When he reached the top, he cried, "I walked everywhere and searched all over Kush. I collected so much wisdom that I am the wisest person in the world, but still Mr. Doodoo is wiser than me. All of you, take back your wisdom." Furious, Papa Anansi lifted the calabash over his head and threw its contents into the wind. All the wisdom blew far and wide and settled over the land. And this is how wisdom came to the world.